Tech News, it's brought to you by Nerds in a Flash. Check this out. Facial recognition has been okayed for some schools. Lockport City School District, this is in New York, recently launched facial recognition technology at 8 of its campuses. It's the first known public school in the district in New York to do so, and one of the first in the U.S. While more airports and public venues, they're adopting this kind of technology. The use of it in schools is really less common. And it sparked quite a bit of a debate across the country. Proponents say it could help prevent mass shootings and stop sexual predators, while opponents, like one in Lockport, a Lockport dad, tells the New York Times, well, you're basically turning our kids into lab rats. That story's in the New York Times this morning.
I don't get it. How's that going to prevent school shootings? How's that going to prevent sexual predators, facial recognition?
Well, when people are arrested or somebody fits a profile, it's able to recognize their face if they walk into a building, and then it can alert the authorities immediately.
Okay.
That's the way the technology is being used at airports.
Yeah.
Would it prevent it? Maybe not. Would it stop it sooner? Maybe. That's what some are saying.
I don't know. It seems like a bit of an invasion of privacy for the kids. It seems like right. I mean, is it really going to prevent it? Is it really going to be?
You mean those kids that are on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter,
who care nothing about privacy?
Right.
That's a good point.
Tech News, it's brought to you by Nerds in a Flash. Amazon is really into our reading habits. Yeah, the retail giant, which accounts for 80% of ebook sales, doesn't merely keep track of what kinds of books you're purchasing. For Kindle transaction, it keeps closely a running log of where you're reading, when you're reading, and how long you're reading, and what you may have highlighted in your reading as well. Now, while Amazon says it does not share your reading habits data with a third party, critics argue that such an extensive data collection could open the door for an invasion of your privacy. What you're reading, when you're reading, how fast you're reading it, maybe when you stop or pause, when you go back to something, a certain page on that Kindle. This story is on my LinkedIn page at Todd Jeffries in the world of technology.
With me, they'd see me reading the same sentence over 10 times.
Yeah.
My reading habits are very, very strange. Wait a minute, Don. You start at the end of the sentence and then start at the beginning? What is that?
Jump in here at 512-836-05. Check this out. A number of Texas school districts with eSports programs has exploded this school year, growing about 20 to more than 300 in the span of just a few months. That according to the Texas Computer Education Association, the TCEA. Yeah, the group hosts its annual convention in Austin, and eSports, or competitive gaming, is a major focus. The TCA, they're hosting 19 panels, daily demonstrations of this, what they describe as a growing hobby. It's actually more than a hobby. That's kind of a disservice to call it a hobby.
It's more than that, much more than that now.
There are billions of dollars being made.
Yeah, it's a living for many.
Lori Gracie, she's the executive director of the TCEA. She says it's been in college for the last few years, and it's now starting to show in the high school level, even the middle school level. The group just started tracking esports programs in public schools this year. Esports are big business with tournament prize money and millions, and professional groups operating like sports teams. More than 200 colleges in the United States award scholarships for esports. Gracie says that and K through 12 schools want to prepare students for the collegiate level in this competition arena.
Well, I'm sure it trains them for a lot of things that in the workforce as well, that they'll probably have an edge as far as the kind of mental coordination, and I'm sure there's a physical aspect to it as well, with a lot of computer programs and programming and things like that. I'm sure they'll have a big edge.
The Austin School District started an esports club at 2 of their high schools this year. Hudson Bend Middle School at Lake Travis ISD. They also have an esports club, and will be presenting at the TCEA convention. That's tomorrow. Hayes CISD, they'll participate. The Leander ISD, they're interested in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The University Interscholastically, the UIL, the governing body for Texas public school, extracurricular activities, is tracking interest from school districts as well. The organization doesn't sanction esports as an official activity, but the Legislative Council has considered it at each of its 2 meetings in 2019, in June and October. The UIL's Deputy Director, Jamie Harrison, told KXAN he believes it's a matter of when, not if the organization actually sanctions eSports activity, the UIL level.
Wow. And I wonder what kind of future it has as a spectator sport where we leave our house and go sit in bleachers somewhere and watch people doing this. Is it already there?
Yeah, that's years ago. That's where it began. There was one game that actually sold out the the Staples Center where the Lakers play.
Yeah.
Sold that out like 5 nights in a row. The Lakers.
Extraordinary.
The Lakers.
Yeah.
Rarely sell out.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can pull it up. There's been tons of documentaries on this. Pull it up on YouTube, and you'll see the arenas that are being set up to, handle esports tournaments.
Well, I know
There's tons of money in there.
A lot of interest from the military, I'm sure, as well, as far as recruiting folks with these kinds of skills, because obviously this is going to be a lot more how battles are going to be fought in the future. It's going to be sitting in a dark room in front of screens.
Not just that. It's how medicine, it's how people,
Yeah.
we're going to be operating this way. We're going to be doing business this way. There's tons of real-world applications here.
In other words, your kid who's spending hours and hours and hours in front of a video screen or in front of a screen playing video games, he could be training for a very, very lucrative and productive future.
Well, listen, here are some of the benefits of esports. Esports are more than just playing video games. One expert compared competitive gaming on a platform to like a popular multiplayer strategy game, League of Legends, to a game of basketball. Each team of 5 players has to move and work together in order to win. There's a lot of team coordination, team communication practices that all go into this.
Yeah.
Those are some of the soft skills that young players learn in esports: teamwork, cooperation, planning, problem solving, thinking quickly. And they go on to say all of those things we want our kids to be able to do, and they're doing it through these video games. A spokesperson for both the Lake Travis ISD and the Hayes Consolidated said those benefits increase academic success.
So when you want to tell your kids, all you do is sit up there and play video games for hours and hours and hours, you might want to rethink that. They might be supporting you.
Yeah. I mean, I come from the generation when my parents told me to turn it off and go to bed.
Yeah.
Today's kids are like, I'm going to play all night and make money.
Yeah. Don't work too hard.
Yeah.
Don't work too hard. Take a break.
Got that story on my LinkedIn page at Todd Jeffries.